meeting in Houston. His second single-digit game of the season. We've talked about Jefferson playing out of position at the center spot. Every center in the NBA pretty much plays out of position when you're facing the Rockets. Michael Doliak on the wing won't drop. Scola at the other end, not able to lay it in. The 27-year-old rookie from Argentina, who had a career-high 22 points and 9 rebounds, along with 5 assists against the Timberwolves. Al Jefferson off target. Had the open look that time.
Well, that's the shot Michael Doliak knocks down with regularity, that right or left elbow jump shot.
Scola misses, comes inside to get his own rebound, and then scores off the window.
Scola killed Minnesota down in Houston. Carl Landry also played well off the bench for Rick Adelman, but Scola was the guy that got things going early in that first half.
7 of 10 from the field for Scola in that first game. The Timberwolves trying to make it 5 straight here at home, and Al Jefferson able to knock that shot down. Big Al 1 of 3 from the field now with 4 points and a pair of rebounds. Neither team has turned it over yet. Tracy McGrady, so silky smooth is T-Mac. Took 27 shots in the last game. The win in Milwaukee, 91-83, scored 33 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
One of the best long and mid-range jump shooters in the NBA. Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade doesn't shoot many threes. T-Mac, of course, does, but a very good mid-range jump shooting two-guard small forward. Goalie getting on the offensive glass.
Doliak underneath Yao Ming as Al Jefferson is shooting more outside tonight than before the block, but that might alter the way you look at things. First turnover of the game, and it leads to a pair of Timberwolves points off the hands of Ryan Gomes. And Pete, we've talked about it all year. Gomes, who is the 3rd leading scorer for this team, but he has brought consistency over the last month. Averaging over 15 points, 49% from the field the last 22 games. And T-Mac unstoppable here early on.
And see, that's T-Mac's shot. I mean, he will take threes, but from long distance inside the arc and from mid-range, he's deadly. And that's going to be the real thing for Marco Jaric. Can he stay down and not honor that fake?
Marco over to Al Jefferson on the wing, and Big Al hanging in the air. Lays it in.
Get Yao Ming involved in some pick-and-roll situations. Make him move those size 22s or whatever he has on. My goodness, he's got some big feet. Doesn't move them very fast.
And he does some
defense.
Telfair has Gomes right back to Sebastian outside, and he misfires. Scola isolated. Now Jefferson came in to help defensively, but it was too late. Luis Scola averages 8 points, 5 rebounds a game, and he has been a huge help, starting for the 5th time this season. Big Al outside draws Yao Ming that time, and Al Jefferson now is 2 of 6 from the field. Scola, open look, and he takes advantage. Luis Scola, the 56th pick of the 2002 draft by San Antonio. And, of course, was pried away from the Spurs along with Jackie Butler and other pieces that really didn't matter. Marco Jaric kisses the glass.
He yelled over to Ryan Gomes, I called it. I called that off the glass. Well, he didn't throw that sky high that time.
Good to get going. Marco Jaric had hit just 5 of his last 20 shots from the field.
There you go.
Stripped away by Sebastian Telfair. Clear path, and he'll lay it in.
And we've seen a microcosm in this game already. Minnesota interior defense, the help has been there. Sebastian Telfair, the perimeter defense, gets the steal in the basket.
Yao Ming has it knocked away from behind Marco Jaric with the defensive gem.
Minnesota's already forced 3 turnovers in this game, Tom. The Wolves have yet to turn it over themselves.
A complete change of events from that game on January 11th, at least early on. Alston takes it all the way. Tied at 14. Just under 5.5 minutes remaining. And Randy Whitman will call the timeout. Marko Jaric will be one of the individuals counted on tonight to try to break through against these Rockets. We're tied at 14 here in the first.
And you know, the first had time you talk about that, and his first felt like he's never going to be able to flourish in the system, so let him go. He's good around play, does a lot of as well. He's a masterly nothing, but he's a good jump hitter as well. Solid defender, good passer, and get off here early. And as you said, he had 22-point last ball in Houston. He's been down in the point count, but he did a lot of little things that Edelman likes. And I thought it was really big of San Antonio to let him go. He wasn't going to play in their system. They had rights for a while. Then the best defense is there.
Big Al. Going right at Yao Ming. Up and over. Got the shot off, but again, no one is used to shooting over someone with that type of a wingspan.
Well, he's so big. He makes you quick shoot it first of all, and then shoot it a little bit higher as well, which messes up your trajectory.
Battier from the corner's got a three.
And he really is Bruce Bowen-like the way he plays, Tom. He isn't a great post-up guy. You know, he's not a great two-point scorer, but he can shoot that three-point shot from both corners.
Rockets on an 8-0 run, and all 10 starters in the court have now scored. Battier, about 60% of his shots are threes. Tossed out of bounds. The first turnover of the night, and it comes late in the opening quarter. I mentioned Yao Ming, the Western Conference Player of the Month for January. Just the third Rocket to ever win NBA Player of the Month. Hakeem Olajuwon and Moses Malone, the other two.
25 points, 11.6 rebounds for the month, 54% from the field.
Brady missing, but Scola's got the offensive board. Scola right back into the paint, held out by Doliak. Down low to Yao. Drops it off to Scola, who's fouled.
When you play with a great low post presence like Yao Ming, he's going to make life so much easier for that power forward in the system. Scola is really benefiting from playing with both T-Mac and Yao Ming. You see Randy Foye getting ready to check in from Minnesota. Rashad McCants as well. So Foye and McCants in for Jaric and Telfair, who did a great job defensively for Minnesota.
Chance to talk with Randy Foye after shooting around this morning, and he is being as patient as he can be, understanding that you got to ease back into the minutes, and he is in the midst of training camp. Well, these are the hottest tickets in town, and you can win them tonight. Log on to SweetwaterJones.com right now to enter to win a pair of tickets to see KG's return to Target Center on Friday night. Rockets up by 7 with 3 minutes and change remaining here in the first quarter. Cants trying to fight inside. Loose ball batted over to Rafer Alston. Yao Ming lofted to him, but he's used to catching it up high, and that one kind of out of his reach, and it bounces.
He really wants to play more than he is now.
And yet, as you point out, Telly, he understands that he must remain patient. Having missed the first 43 games of the year, the last thing you want to do is rush things as you are recovering, getting yourself into shape, into game shape right now. Boy, 5 points in just over 24 minutes in the win over the Clippers. He averages just under 8 a game. 10 points a game in his rookie year. Timberwolves looking for some offense. They've hit just 2 of their last 10 shots from the field and missed their last 6. Al Jefferson, ball on his hip. Battier back and forth to try to help defensively. Kicked out to Boyd for 3. Yao Ming has it knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. Houston ball.
Minnesota shooting 31.6% from the floor right now. Houston 56%. They've missed a couple layups inside, but that number would be much higher.
Alston nearly has it dropped. And Craig Smith, the author of a 21.7 rebound game, terrific in 27 minutes against the Clippers, has the board.
Minnesota put the wood to the Clippers, and they were pretty much defense. No Chris Kaman, no Corey Maggette in that game.
Big Al up and under, and he gets the bounce.
The only other game that Al didn't score in double figures, the first one was Memphis, down in Memphis. The other was against Houston, down in Houston, Tom. So he's been amazingly consistent. Shows you the defense of Yao Ming, though, and how much that affected Al Jefferson down low.
Wolves snap a streak of nearly 4 minutes without scoring a point with that last basket by Al Jefferson. Gomes down low to Craig Smith. Craig moves into the paint and kicks it out to McCants. Shot clock under 5. The Rhinos got to go. Goes up. Won't go. Jefferson has the rebound. And again, flips it up a little bit higher, as Jim pointed out, against Yao Ming. That alters your normal shot. One of the reasons they're not dropping in. Gomes trying to reach in from behind to take it away. Al Jefferson does. And then the steal by Yao. Yao Ming filling up that passing lane, put his paw out there and grabs it. Battier, his favorite spot from the corner, misses that time. Houston has turned it over already 6 times tonight. They're just 2 for the Timberwolves. Make that 3 and make it a 3-point shot by Tracy McGrady. T-Mac, his 47th 3 made this year, just 32%. And again, McGrady just really getting re-warmed up for the home stretch of the season. Al Jefferson, nice fake by Yao Ming, and Big Al buries it.
Well, when Yao goes for the pump fake, he's too long and lean to be able to pull it back and get back on defense, and Al Jefferson made him pay.
T-Mac in the air, won't go. Craig Smith, athletic rebound.
Foul to give for the Houston Rockets.
Last shot time, Al Jefferson can't put it in.
They didn't know they had it.
Yeah, the Rockets, after the opening 12 minutes, Yao Ming has led the way. They lead it 24-18. McGrady and Scola have led the way with 15 points. Al Jefferson already 10.7 rebounds in the opening 12 minutes.
And he could have double that almost. I mean, Al right now is 4 of 10 from the floor. He's missed some easy ones inside.
Al Jefferson only took 10 shots in the first game. Battier over to Alston, and he throws it up and in.
How about the fact that 200 million people watched that game between Milwaukee and Houston last ball game between E and Yao?
The Chinese Super Bowl, more than twice the audience, which was a record television audience.
93 million people watched the Super Bowl, and 200 million people watched Yao and E.
McCants has the 3, the first 3 made tonight for the Wolves in 3 attempts. The Rockets fired 51% from the field in that game. This is one of the better rebounding teams in the NBA, ranked 3rd overall. Houston is. They had a 50-37 edge on the boards in that game. Pattier going up against McCants. And Rashad with a reach-in foul. So Duke and North Carolina head-to-head in that matchup. Corey Brewer and Antoine Walker in for the Wolves. Brewer had started the last 2 games after coming off the bench 13 straight. And it was Corey Brewer that produced a season-high 16 points in the 4th quarter against Houston last month. It was basically garbage time as most everyone off the bench was in there, but Corey did find room to score 14 of his 16 in the final 12 minutes.
Kent's trying to apply ball pressure on Bonzi Wells. Yao Ming is going to roll up into the right box, and so important if you're going to try to keep him getting the basketball. Shot clock winds down, and Carl Landry.
When you know you got to go quickly, that's exactly what you do. Landry has already matched his scoring total in the last game against Milwaukee. A career high 22.7 rebounds against Indiana on this road trip by the rookie from Purdue. And he had a double-double against the Timberwolves in January. Randy Foy's 3-point attempt won't go. Craig Smith has the rebound, and Randy Foy will reset. Randy a little upset about the miss.
Carl Landry's brother actually is starting forward for the Wisconsin Badger team that did work against the Gophers last night at Williams Arena. Carl Landry is a guy that they're very excited about, and actually got hit in the head against the Indiana Pacers by Jeff Foster. You see Bonzi Wells give him a little, telling him where to go, a little eye contact, and very expressive with the head nod, and Landry gets wide open and knocks down the J. Beautiful form. His athleticism down in Houston, Dominic, opened up our eyes to how talented this young man is.
McCants in the crowd has it swatted away from behind by Bonzi Wells.
Houston's number 5 defensive team in the NBA. They just give up 93.6 points per ball game.
Bonzi inside draws the contact. Bonzi Wells feels he is playing his best basketball over the last couple weeks, in the last couple years. Wells had a 10-point game, 7 rebounds in the win over Milwaukee. The 7 consecutive wins in the road, the 3rd longest road streak in Rockets history. Now tonight's Menards News and Notes. Breaking news as AP is reporting that Bobby Knight has resigned as the head coach at Texas Tech, that he'll be replaced by his son Pat. Bobby Knight, the head coach for Randy Whitman, close friend. Isaiah Thomas, of course, the point guard. And there's Whit, number 24 from the corner, filling it up.
At the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
It's a good memory because you can't really tell by the quality of that film.
Oh, that scoreboard, though. If you played at the Spectrum in Philly, you know that scoreboard.
Traveling is the call by Dick Bavetta.
Gary Zinkoff, the great announcer at the Spectrum, the famous Julius Irving. That set chills up my spine the first time I heard it. Being a kid, you know, listening to that, watching Dr. J play, and to be on the same floor as all of that going down was pretty amazing.
Another one of those tiny press boxes that you squeeze into.
Yeah.
Landry, short that time, into the hands of Ford. Corey Brewer at the other end, and he misses. Brewer, 4 of his last 21 shots from the field, under 20%.
When he misses, he generally misses because his shot's a little flat. He doesn't have a lot of rotation on his shot either, so very rarely spins in for him. It's a work in progress, but he's getting much more confident.
Aaron Brooks, the rookie out of Oregon, and it mounts the pass on the baseline. Timeout here at Target Center. 8:52 remaining in the first half. Rockets still up by 8. Battling Yao Ming and the Houston Rockets. And, of course, missing the presence, especially tonight, of Theo Ratliff, who is sitting behind the bench. Theo dunking today numerous times as he continues to practice and rehab after knee surgery. His 40th consecutive game missed tonight, but Theo has said his hope is to return before the All-Star game this year. Let's hope he's able to do that. I think that, it may be close. He may not make it, but certainly right after the All-Star break, which is Sunday, February 17th, the game itself. Timberwolves have missed 12 of the last 15 shots from the field, and yet only trail by 8 points. McCants trying to create something, not able to. Gets it into Antoine Walker. Nice feed underneath. And he finds the Rhino, Craig Smith. Smith, 21 points last game, had totaled just 25 points in his previous 7.
This is a good matchup between him and Carl Landry. Both physically pretty dominant. Craig Smith can really get the better of him inside.
And Brooks with the miss. Randy Foy would like to take it inside. Got as close as he could. Fires away and he's fouled.
See, that's the thing that Minnesota has been lacking. And the athleticism of Randy Foy. Now you've got another guy besides Rashad McCants who is tremendous athletically. You got 2 guys on the floor who can get it done. How about the hanging jump shot off the glass, the leap and leaner by Randy Foy? That shot right there shows you the great athleticism of Randy Foy and how he hasn't skipped and missed a beat since he's come back. Very impressive.
Misses the chance for the 3-point play. Foy's first make of the night in 3 shots. 4-point game. Just under 8 minutes to go. Timberwolves trying to avenge their worst loss of the season. One of the worst losses in nearly 10 years. Randy Foy got it up court. Couldn't fully direct the pass out, and it's taken right back. Aaron Brooks missing again. A nice forward by Antoine Walker. High steps his way up court. Chuck Hayes takes the pass away.
Some sloppy passing here in the first half by Minnesota. Difference in this game is a couple outlet passes earlier in the first quarter.
Aaron Brooks continues to miss outside.
He's diminutive, but speedy.
Rashad McCants wiggles through and works his way inside, lays it in.
Oh, it's fun to watch Rashad McCants and Randy Foy play together.
It's not just having Randy Foy back, it's seeing Foy in concert with other talents and setting them up.
Exactly. See Carl Landry doing what he does best, the dirty work inside.
Landry, the 31st pick of the 2007 draft by Seattle, and the Rockets got his right for a second-round pick in Canton.
You think about Carl Landry, he's a quick jumper, and he's one of those guys that has a nose for the ball. He and Chuck Hayes, both guys that are kind of undersized, that can get it done. Rashad McCants, you see the athleticism. Boy, how about the quickness and the body control of Rashad McCants? Rashad was a thing to behold the other night against the Clippers. The game was not televised, but he put together some moves, didn't he, Tom? That was just breathtaking the way he was able to score the basketball. It was Rashad against the Clippers, and they could not stop him.
The Milwaukee product, Carl Landry, completes the 3-point play. Dance is fouled by Bonzi Wells, who protests the whistle.
Carl Landry and Steve Novak. Landry's from Milwaukee. Steve Novak actually went to Marquette. Both were limited in Milwaukee by play. Carl Landry was hit in the head, as I said, was actually throwing up on the plane afterward. Jeff Foster nailed him with an elbow. Could not play that many minutes in Milwaukee. And then Novak was scratched. The assistant trainer put Mike James's name twice on the active roster, leaving Novak off and didn't get a chance to play in front of his hometown people.
Time running out for McCants. Misses the 3.
Steve Novak had a bunch of his ex-teammates from Marquette there at the game. There you see Steve Novak, the great 3-point shooter. Boy, did he fill it up at Marquette when he was there.
That's one of the all-time greats in Milwaukee. His dad, a high school coach in Brown Deer, Wisconsin. 70% of the shots he took 4 years at Marquette were threes.
He knocked a lot of them down, baby. He could shoot. I remember talking to Fred Hoiberg about him. He was very impressed. He's long. He's 6'9", 6'10". He can fill it up.
McGrady working inside, and he lays it in.
The matchup nightmare that is Tracy McGrady.
It was just a month ago that fans in Houston, writers, were talking about, is it time? Magic Johnson said it's time to break it up. It's not working. It's been working very well of late. Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming. Aaron Brooks again. The two-point shot missed. His fourth consecutive miss. McCants has got the three.
Maybe the shot is on.
One of those don't, yes kind of moments. Shot McCants 50% from the field, now with 8 points off the bench. Timberwolves, last time they faced the Rockets, missed all 6 3-point attempts. First time in 2 years the Rockets had held a team without a three. Carl Landry again. He averages 7 points, just under 5 rebounds a night. Decent numbers for a rookie. Timberwolves will call the timeout. Rashad McCants filling it up from outside moments ago. Makes
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by
Stay twice through April 6th and earn twice the reward. AAA members earn 3 times. Twice is nice. 3 times is nicer. Visit bestwestern.com.
Tom Hanneman, Jim Peterson, Telly Hughes at Target Center. Corey Brewer continues to look for his niche in the NBA. Great defensive player in college. A good defensive player in the NBA.
It's the little things. Watch Corey Brewer as Brooks gets wide open and the extra effort that Corey makes to get out there to contest this shot. I mean, this is the little stuff, Tom, that Corey Brewer does so well, that Minnesota as a team, they're doing better. They're staying more connected, and so they miss that shot. What happens? You come down in transition. Rashad, little back flow, stops outside the arc and lets Houston have it right between the eyes. So you say, how do you get better? How do you win more games? We've always been saying it's doing the little things. And as Bob Osico was telling me before the game, the light bulb has come on for this team defensively, and they're making these little plays. Now, you just clean up the turnovers a little bit in this game. It's a whole different ballgame for Minnesota, but it starts with little plays like Corey Brewer just made right there.
Corey Brewer with a smile on his face, chatting with Tracy McGrady, who drains the three. T-Mac has missed 15 games this season, but since he has returned, he's been a difference maker for the Rockets, who found a way to win without McGrady. McCants again, this time isolated against Carl Landry. Rashad with 10 off the bench, now leading Jefferson with a scoring lead for the Wolves. Timberwolves 42% from the field. They were down 65-33 at halftime against the Rockets in January in Houston. Try again is the motto of Rafer Alston. Finally able to drain that three, his 73rd of the season.
Again, you get zone defense situations, leaves offensive rebounding opportunities for the Rockets. 11 second chance points now for them in this ballgame. Excuse me, make it 12. That's a 3-point shot.
Taken away by Bonzi Wells. McCants, not a great pass, and then forced away. Corey Brewer knocking the ball out of Carl Landry's hands, and Telfair is able to take it away. Brewer gets it to Big Al. Jefferson hands it off to Corey, and Corey Brewer drains that one.
See, you make a couple defensive plays, Tom. You make good things happen. Good things happen at the offensive end, too.
Rick Adelman wants to talk it over. And Corey Brewer with a smile right after the horn.
I didn't sanction any of that.
Well, sorry. We put it together anyway. Tonight's Quest Spirit of Service leaderboard, the most 2010 games in the NBA. And right at the top is Al Jefferson, tied with Dwight Howard. Yao Ming just behind. Yao Ming has 29 double-doubles. Al Jefferson 35, and Dwight Howard leads that category. Houston with a 12-2 edge in second chance points, which is surprising because Minnesota leads the NBA in that category. Over 14 a game on average. Brady snaps the pass to Yao Ming. He's fouled.
That's where Antoine Walker either needs to get there quicker or Al Jefferson needs to do a better job of getting back to Yao Ming a little quicker himself and caught in that kind of gray area right there. But team defense has been very good. Antoine's been very good defensively here for Minnesota. Al Jefferson is doing yeoman's duty trying to guard the 7'6" Yao Ming.
Yao has it stepped by Al Jefferson. Big Al rises up and says no to Yao Ming. A remarkable block. Telfair hands it off to Al, and the Beast has another beauty.
And see, that's the growth process of Sebastian Telfair. He took his time, he sifted his way into the defense of the Houston Rockets and able to make that great pass to Al Jefferson.
Battier has the ball knocked away and is fouled by Ryan Goff. Let's look at this block shot again.
This is quite a sequence for Big Al. I mean, he is playing behind Yao here, and Yao goes up, and Al times it perfectly and blocks the shot, and then Sebastian Telfair, the awareness, the vision of Sebastian Telfair, getting Al Jefferson 2 more easy ones. Al Jefferson and Rashad McCants, the only players from Minnesota with multiple field goals in this ballgame. Al has 5, Rashad has 4, no one else with more than 1.
Battier now with 5 points. And we move under the 2-minute mark. Telfair stops and pops it. Sebastian Telfair with Yao Ming in the neighborhood. Had to be careful where he was going to take the shot, and he was. Alston gets it to Stola. In the paint, stripped of the ball. And back come the Wolves.
Massey's been a thief tonight, hasn't he?
Defense has been the difference for the Timberwolves here in this stretch where they have won 5 of the last 7 games. Up fake by Jefferson. Yao says, I'm not fighting on that. So Al rises up and puts it down anyway. Al Jefferson, just 6 points the first time he faced this team. Here in the first half now with 14 and 9 rebounds. Yao Ming virtually unstoppable. We pointed out Al Jefferson struggled in the first game against Houston, 6 points and 6 rebounds. Yao Ming did have 15 points in that game, but only 4 boards against the Wolves. Antoine Walker has now just hit one of his last 8 3-point shots.
The thing about Al Jefferson, Tom, is that he's a very smart basketball player. Kevin McHale's made the statement that at 23 years of age, Al Jefferson is much more attuned and a lot more intelligent basketball player than even he was at the same age. And it's evidenced by the fact that he started 2 of 7. He had to try to figure out and calibrate his game to the 7'6" Yao Ming. And so ever since he started 2 of 7, he's 4 of 5 since, and knocking down a bunch of jump shots and getting slam dunks inside. Some of it's been created by great play by Sebastian Telfair, but also it's the high basketball IQ of Al Jefferson.
Yao Ming at the line. Hit 35 straight shots at the free throw line earlier this year. It is the 3rd time in his career he's hit 30 or more in a row. 85% at the line. And Yao Ming now 2 of 3 at the line. Jefferson inside, loose ball, knocked out to Tracy McGrady. Al Jefferson has another double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds here in the first half. His 36th this season. Jefferson strips the ball from Yao Ming. Marko Jaric finds the man in the corner. No-look pass from Telfair into Big Al, and Big Al slithers and powers his way through to score again.
I hate the concept that they say that Al scores a lot of points on a bad team. He's impressive. I don't care what team he's playing on. That's an impressive move, and what he's doing to Yao, that's all-star ability, baby.
T-Mac caught between a pair of defenders, gets it to Rafer Alston, and the Timberwolves defensively get themselves right back into this game. Minnesota was down by 10. They'll head to the locker room down 5. T-Mac, the last time he faced the Timberwolves, dropped 32 points on them. Nearly a year ago today. Al Jefferson into the teeth of the defense against Yao Ming, and Al turns it over by traveling.
So, we've been talking about who's the second most important player to Minnesota through the streak, and Ryan Gomes is definitely a good answer. There's no question. But for me, Sebastian Telfair, that play right there, the vision and the technique of being able to snap it out there on a rope so you can catch and shoot it in rhythm before the defender can get there, that's a great play. Sebastian has not been turning the ball over, and he's had high assist totals. That's a good thing for Minnesota.
Well, during every Timberwolves broadcast, we take a question from you, the fans. If you have a question for Jim or me, send us an email at carsoup.com/Timberwolves. Woody Charles of Mankato wants to know, Pete, what is the contract status of Marko Jaric and Sebastian Telfair?
Well, let's look at the monitor. And, Sebastian is a guy that they've got to get re-signed. Marko he's good. He's good until 2011. And that's Minnesota's backcourt right there, along with Foye and McCants, and Louis Scola is going to get 2 points inside, and another 3-point play opportunity for the Houston Rockets. Ed Pinckney just talked about that.
I wanted to mention, too, to our viewing audience tonight that as Marko Jaric came out of the court, he motioned over to Jim Peterson because he viewed the highlights of Pete, smiling about it, enjoying it.
He came over and he was doing like all the hair, and so I said, Marko, this can happen to you too. He said, that's what I'm afraid of. You get that hot girlfriend, all of a sudden, you better marry her quick because it can all go away within a matter of years.
Well, never let it be said the players aren't watching FSN North as well. They are. Sebastian Telfair has been sensational to begin this second half. Now has 6 points and 5 assists.
You got to keep it natural, though, Tom. You can't try to be something.
Oh, I agree. I think it looks great. Yao Ming taps the rebound, but it's taken away by the Timberwolves. Bassey behind the back over to Marko Jaric. Spun around to Doliak. He kicks it out to Telfair for 3. Timberwolves do everything right, but get the ball to drop through that time. Battier with the miss. Telfair is just a bundle of energy tonight. Lightning quick to every loose ball. This time hands it off to Al Jefferson, and big Al Jefferson making a statement tonight. He has not forgotten the performance the first time around against the Rockets, and he's doing his best to make up for it.
I love the fact that Al shoots jumpers and scores inside on making tough baskets and just runs back on defense. He's not a self-promoter. He is all business on the floor. It's very rare.
Michael Doliak with some body contact on Yao Ming threw him off his game. No call. Marko Jaric, catch, shoot, and he delivers.
And it's contagious. You start playing well, you start getting some stops, and guys start making shots and plays, and the game gets easy.
Timberwolves up for the first time since they led it 14-12 in the opening minutes. Dick Bavetta with the whistle and the call on Michael Doliak again.
Well, Yao's been used to people playing in front and behind, and Michael tried to get out in front that time. He's pretty good at being able to use his elbows and his body to keep the guy behind him, and he's able to get that foul call. 4th foul on Doliak. Scola in close, and Al Jefferson won't let it happen. I don't think Al gets enough credit for being a good defensive rebounder as well. Big Al one-hands it off the iron again. Timberwolves on a 13-4 run going back to the last basket of the second quarter, and Scola, who was so impressive the first time around. We talked to the San Antonio people the next day about the situation with Scola, and they felt that they were simply not going to be able to re-sign a variety of players if they kept him, and there was no assurance, they had not been able to sign him, that he would indeed be able to play for them. Ryan Gomes is fouled, the reach in by Shane Battier. Exactly. They were able to, the San Antonio Spurs were able to re-sign, as you said, 3 players. And Louis Scola wanted a little bit too much money, and since the San Antonio Spurs are so cap conscious, they did not want to spend all that money on one guy, and they decided to keep 3. Ryan Gomes, 83% at the line. Misses the first. If any fans out there have a question about tonight's game, you can text us at 612-810-9587. We'll answer your questions on the air or in the Quest Wolves Live after the game. Let us know what's on your mind. Doliak
quickly to get the rebound on the miss. Goliak playing with 4 fouls, has 3 rebounds and the 1 bucket. But his hands full dealing defensively with Yao Ming. Jefferson, another up fake. Spinning around, pirouetting inside, and he gets by Yao Ming again. Al Jefferson will not be an all-star this year, but he is schooled as starting center for the Western Conference. And there is no doubt Al Jefferson will be an all-star in seasons to come. T-Mac can't shoot, no. Scola has the rebound, snatches it, misses the shot. Loose ball again to Scola.
Remember that famous move by Keem Olajuwon on David Robinson? Tom, where he gave David Robinson all those series of up fakes and ended up getting a layup for himself. And this is very reminiscent of the pump fakes, and got Yao Ming into the popcorn machine and gets himself 2 points. It's beautiful basketball.
3-second violation, turns it over.
Al Jefferson is an artist.
An artist who has averaged 32.5 points, 55% from the field, 16 rebounds in his last 4 games at home. So the foul on Tracy McGrady. Marko Jaric sent to the line.
Starting backcourt for the Houston Rockets have combined for 21 points. T-Mac with 14. Rafer Alston with 7. Sebastian Telfair has chipped in 6 for Minnesota. Marko Jaric trying to get that total up. It's 4 points right now. When you factor in Rashad McCants off the bench, Tom, that's 10 points off the bench for Minnesota. And then Randy Foye has his 2. Minnesota has pretty deep backcourt right now.
Timberwolves get that one to drop. They are 3 of 7 from the free throw line. If you look at Randy Foye waiting patiently along with Rashad McCants. Timberwolves with a 3-point lead, their largest of the night. Yao Ming, right place, right time. When you're that tall, that's normally the case. And Rafer Alston buries the 3. 5th 3 made tonight by the Rockets in 12 attempts.
They take the 8th most. They take just under 20 threes per ball game. They make just under 7.
Telfair right up the middle. Leaves it for Al Jefferson. Count the basket and the foul. And Big Al, holding his face in his hands, got hit hard on the noggin.
Al gets the credit for the basket, but again, Telfair again creates easy points inside for Big Al.
Al Jefferson, 22 points, 13 rebounds, and we got a long way to go.
I mean, I ain't go by him. But I love to just be able to go left. You know, just if I want to just take my game to a whole nother level, just be able to go left and finish left.
See, I thought that was interesting that Al talked about, 15-footer, he doesn't want to fall in love with it. I don't think there's any threat of that happening with Al Jefferson. And he loves getting into that painted area, getting into that right hand. And he said, he'd like to see his left hand improve, which I think that's always a great thing for any player.
There's no question he is a student of the game. And I could fall in love with that 15-foot jump shot. He's going to mix it up. The variety of it is what makes him so special, the ability to work inside, outside.
I've fallen in love with it in this game. He's used it very effectively against Yao. That's what you've got to be able to have, that 15-foot shot when you're playing against big guys like Yao who are going to play off you. And then see what that does is once you knock 1 or 2 down, and then he's going to go for that pump fake. So the jump shot sets up the pump fake and the dunks that he's been able to get tonight.
Jefferson rising up against a pair of Rockets defenders.
If you don't have that 15-foot jump shot in your arsenal, no one's going to honor the pump fake, and the pump fake is vital to what Al does. Great defense by Michael Goliak here.
Goliak continues to play with 4 fouls. Telfair gets it to Michael. Goliak lets it fly, won't go. Skip to Mylou. Rafer Alston runs down the rebound.
I'll take that shot all night long from Michael Goliak. He can knock that one down.
Timberwolves 7 of 10 from the field here in the third quarter. Carl Landry in close, got underneath. And not able to finish the job. The Timberwolves all of a sudden a variety of options, but it all starts with Big Al Jefferson. And Big Al, a little adrenaline that time.
Yao got his hand on that ball a little bit, which made Al have to adjust in the air.
Yao Ming flips it in. Never left his feet. Al Jefferson started 2 of 7 from the field. He's 8 of 13 ever since. He has made some adjustments to his game, and the Timberwolves have benefited. Wolves still up by a point. Marko Jaric, the reach-in foul by Tracy McGrady. His 3rd tonight. Reiner checks back in as Michael Goliak will head to the bench. And Sebastian Telfair also receives some applause. Randy Foye re-enters the game.
8 assists, 0 turnovers for Sebastian Telfair.
Minnesota down 10 points early on, but Al Jefferson has led them back. Now the Rockets thought that Al had traveled. Rick Adelman is up off his chair, and a foul is called instead.
We're going to call the foul on Carl Landry when Al caught the ball and spun. Landry hits him. Let's see if we can see it in the replay here, right there.
Big Al back to the line. 3 of 3 so far tonight. We have a text question tonight from Tyler in Mora. Do you think Big Al will break Garnett's records in a Wolves jersey someday?
Well, I guess it depends about which record you're talking about. The 20-10-5, I don't think anybody's going to touch that for a while, Tom. He even went beyond what Larry Bird and some of the great ones that have averaged 20-10-5 have done. So it depends. I mean, if you're talking about points scored, I think there's a good chance he could. He's still very young. He's only 23 years of age.
Just depends on how long he remains a Timberwolf. He is signed for a variety of years. That is some of the best news to come out this year. Marko Jaric is there defensively as Tracy McGrady behind the backboard trying to double clutch. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter of Minnesota, where hockey is such an important part. And we look forward to that big day and the great coverage on FSN North. Tracy McGrady, 69% at the line this season. He has had 8 games of 30 points or more and 3 of 40 points or more. And earlier this season, he produced a triple-double in early December against Memphis, the first Rocket with a triple-double in nearly 5 years. Rockets back within a point. Let's see how Minnesota will respond. Ryan Gomes out of the corner. Al Jefferson in the middle, nearly lost the basketball. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Again inside, taken away. Bonzi Wells out of the hands of Al Jefferson.
That's traveling.
And Bonzi Wells held up by Marko Jaric.
Good call by Dick Pivetta, Tom, right there, because Marko comes in and tries to get the steal. Could have been a traveling on Bonzi right there, but he got on top of the ball that time, and I think the jump ball is a great call in the final analysis. They both have their hands on it. Great defensive play by Marko Jaric.
Dick Pivetta setting things up. Dick Pivetta tonight refereeing his 2,276th game in the NBA. A remarkable record. Yao Ming with a little bit of an elbow trying to move the beast away. He does, and then Yao complains about the physical nature of Al Jefferson.
It's fine. Al's using the arm bar that time to try to defend. He's got his low center of gravity.
There are not many players in the NBA that will get under Yao Ming's skin a little bit, and Al Jefferson has done a terrific defensive job.
You know, we were ranking low post scorers, and I actually ranked Al behind Yao Ming. And I'm not so sure that you can do that, Tom, even at the end of this season. I think he might distinguish himself and be a better low post scorer than Yao Ming. Yao drops big numbers, but Al is getting so good. I think it's hard to rank Al at 4 right now. Tim Duncan and Dwight Howard and Yao Ming, but Al might be moving up.
Marco Jaric takes it away. Randy Foye works up court with the miss. And Foye was played just under 10 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field tonight.
Yao Ming has got Al hooked, but they're going to call the foul on Al. See, that's the craftiness of Yao Ming. He gets fronted so much because he's so big, and he does all these little crafty things. Everybody's got to sort of create their own game, and you see how Yao hooks Al right there. The hook with the left arm, gets Al hook, doesn't release him, and gets the foul call. That is pure and simple a vet move by Yao Ming. And Al saying, what in the world am I supposed to do?
Yao Ming turned to Akeem Olajuwon for a workout session this past summer. And Akeem said he's got it all physically. What he needs now is just the attitude. He has to be dominant on both ends of the court. There were some people that wondered in this up-tempo style that Rick Adelman has adopted how Yao Ming might fare. And Rick Adelman said, I had Vlade Divac in Sacramento. He's not a speedster, but we ran. It's not how fast you are. It's your intent to get up and down the court. Yao Ming has done that. Adelman has worked into more of a hybrid offense with Randy Foye able to shake off some frustration. The hybrid offense working around the talent that he has. And that is the beauty of Rick Adelman, able to adapt to his roster. Tracy McGrady has put the Rockets up by 3 as we move under 1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Very balanced attack for the Houston Rockets. 4 guys in double figures in the starting lineup for the Rockets, and Minnesota just 1. Al's got 25.
Marco held out, delivers the ball to Jefferson. Big Al on T-Mac. Landry came over to help. 3-point attempt thrown up and missed by McCants.
Sean McCants does have 10 points off the bench for Minnesota. Ryan Gomes does have 7.
Tracy McGrady for 3. No. And Al Jefferson has his 14th rebound of the game. Try to force it inside does Randy Foye, and it's taken away.
See, Landry baited Randy Foye into that, but Craig Smith, if Randy's going to make that pass, he's got to be able to stop in his tracks, seal Carl Landry off, and not let him get around in front to steal that ball.
There's about a half-second differential between the clocks. T-Mac going to work, hands it off to Yao Ming, and Craig Smith wrestles the basketball away. Rockets ball with 3 seconds left. Bonzi Wells will inbound. Thrown up to Tracy McGrady, and far too easy. T-Mac missing right at the doorstep. Now the Timberwolves hot shooting to begin the third quarter, 7 of 9 from the field, but they hit just 1 of 7 shots from the field. They close out the third, and they'll head into the fourth quarter down 3 here at Target Center. Averaging over 22 points a game. Well, the difference has been defense. The Timberwolves at times tonight have been very solid at that end of the court. Timberwolves quickly gain possession. The ball tossed out of bounds.
Wolves with 1 more rebound in this ball game. The same number of turnovers. Wolves have given up 5 more points off those turnovers, though, 14.
Gantz fires away another miss. Taken right back by the Rhino. Frank Smith. It's Minnesota, the fresh 24. Randy Foye kicks it out to McCants. Marco Jaric is open, but McCants will take the shot. Yao Ming, top of the key, lets it fly. No. Loose ball run down by Craig Smith. The door is wide open here to begin the fourth quarter. Both teams shooting in the 40s so far tonight. The Timberwolves at 47%, the Rockets at 42%. Both teams with 14 turnovers. But both teams don't have Al Jefferson. All dislodged, and Minnesota charged with a clock violation. Rockets have 4 starters in double figures. Timberwolves only with Al Jefferson, 25 points, 14 rebounds. Alston for 3, won't go.
One of the keys I talked about for Houston, Tom, was one and done. That means one shot for Minnesota, no offensive rebound. Second chance points as Al gets a steal there. Second chance points are 12-4 in the Rockets' favor.
Randy Foye for 3.
So the Rockets have done a great job of keeping Minnesota off the offensive glass, something they do very well. Minnesota is number 1 in the NBA in second chance points.
Rockets have been awfully tough on the road. Rafe Alston tiptoeing up the baseline to lay it in. Alston, the 3rd leading scorer on the Rockets. And he has given Houston that 5-point advantage. Al Jefferson working on Yao Ming. Steps back this time and rolls it in. Al Jefferson now at 27 points, 15 rebounds.
Part of seeing Al do such great work is that other guys don't get involved, and he's so far outscoring the rest of the starters in this game. 27 points. No one has more than 7. Ryan Gomes.
Landry's jump shot is true.
He's been good off the bench, hasn't he, Tom? 9 points for Carl Landry off the bench, 4 of 7, 5 rebounds.
You can understand why the Rockets are so excited about his future. Foye back to Jefferson. Ball taken away or stripped momentarily by Alston. Shot clock at 5. McCants hands it off to Foye, working into Big Al. Jefferson told by the crowd he's got to shoot it. He does, but he does not draw iron. Al Jefferson looking forward to that. I mentioned the load that Al Jefferson has carried, 27 of the Wolves' 65 points. And Big Al has accounted for 11 of Minnesota's 23 points in this second half. Big Al is sensational, but he can't do it all himself. He needs, I think, a little more help on the offensive end.
Game's got to get speeded up, too, because the fast break points for Minnesota, they had 4 in the first 5 minutes. They have not gotten any since.
Landry, nice find on the baseline, and Carl Landry shows that athletic ability that led his St. Vincent's high school team to back-to-back Wisconsin State championships. 7-point advantage for the Rockets, and the Wolves need to move quickly. McCants trying to create underneath. Comes up short. Grayson McGrady listening to instructions from Rafe Alston, was almost picked clean. Carl Landry feed, I know you're very impressed with.
Yeah, I was impressed with him in college when he was at Purdue, and I'm impressed with him as a pro, and he's really been a quick study. He didn't get a lot of run early with the Rockets, but he certainly has been recently. The past few weeks have been very kind to Carl Landry. He's making a name for himself, and an impressive move inside that one was.
It is a 14-4 run by the Rockets. And Craig Smith is stripped of the ball. Bonzi Wells. Count the basket in the foul. Rashad McCants thought he had him wrapped up. But Bonzi able to get the ball away, and now a chance for a 3-point play. The 4th leading scorer on the Rocket, Bonzi Wells.
You'd like to see maybe Rashad get around in front, maybe take a charge on Bonzi and make him make another move. But to wrap up, is a high percentage play. Bonzi shows you how strong he is. The thing you can't do against this Rocket defense is you can't over-dribble and then try to spin back and think you have an opening. They play too good a team defense to be able to dribble the ball that many times in a restricted area.
Bonzi Wells not a factor for the Rockets last year, but when Rick Adelman returned, he was very excited to be working for his former Sacramento Kings coach. Smith trying to use pure muscle underneath. And he is hammered.
Landry picks up his second personal. Good strong move by Craig Smith.
Rockets winners of 52 games last season. They are currently 3 wins behind last year's pace, but they have won 12 of their last 13. These are the hottest tickets in town, and you can win them tonight. Log on to SweetwaterJones.com right now to enter to win a pair of tickets to see KG's return to Target Center on Friday night. Garnett has been out with an abdominal strain. And no indication whether we will see him. We're certainly hoping so. Fans looking forward to his return to give him a bit of applause, a standing ovation without question for what he delivered in 12 years in this building.
Boston Globe a little cryptic as to what's going to go on. They said he could actually play tomorrow or else not, or perhaps Friday or perhaps not.
We'll wait and see. 16 turnovers now on the Rockets, as that one slips through the hands and legs of Ray Ralston.
Read an interesting article about that abdominal strain. It's a very serious injury. And Shaquille O'Neal had it. They really protected him in Los Angeles, and Shoddy knocks one down.
John McCants, when needed most, comes through with a very big 3.
They were talking to Del Harrison. Interesting thing, I didn't know this, but that's the injury that ended Jerry West's career. The abdominal strain was the one that ended his career, and it can give you fits, and so they want to be very careful with Garnett.
McCants has his first points in the second half, and that is not the case with Tracy McGrady. He has been filling it up early and often now with 22. Craig Smith wraps it in, and a nice feed from Telfair.
10 assists now for Sebastian Telfair. Very efficient game for him.
Tracy McGrady hands it out to Wells. The high arching shot, and Bonzi's got it. Bonzi Wells has hit some very big shots in this building. Had a game winner against the Timberwolves right in front of their bench a couple years ago, and he gives the Rockets a 9-point advantage. Houston has made its last 6 shots from the field. Ryan Gomes, back to Walker. Antoine for 3, no. Antoine in a 3-point slump here of late. Has missed a couple tonight. Has hit just one of his last 9 shots from range. McCants working on McGrady. Tracy with a flat shot that time. And the Timberwolves look to come back and chip away again. Minnesota's actually outshot the Rockets through most of the night. Knocked away by McGrady. And McCants recovers. Shot clock under 5. And Rashad McCants back-to-back buckets. He's got 15, 5 of them in the second half.
He can catch and shoot, and he can shoot off the bounce under duress. That's a great play by Minnesota.
Timberwolves are going to have to find a way to put some stops together. That's one way. The steal by Antoine Walker. Antoine goes down slowly after running into Bonzi Wells. Tracy McGrady had the Rockets up by 10 earlier tonight. It is a 7-point game. Clearly, Pete, I think if you were there personally, physically, to see what is going on, you can't help but get drawn in.
It makes you want to help, and also it gives you a lot more respect for this country and what we have here. So anybody that's traveled abroad knows that. T-Mac is a great humanitarian, as is his teammate Dikembe Mutombo, one of the greatest of all time.
Now Jefferson wants the handle. Craig Smith trying to catch it, able to call the timeout. And the Timberwolves will take it. Tracy McGrady, incidentally, has not sat down in the second half thus far.
Well, they're going to give Minnesota the timeout, but they're also going to call jump ball situation here. So Craig Smith not able to gain possession and then just get possession for his team. They are going to call the jump ball. Plenty of time left here for Minnesota.
Well, the interesting thing tonight for the Rockets, they come into this game with the second-best record in the NBA the last 2 weeks, 6-1, but you do not see Tracy McGrady's team on this list. They are currently in 10th position in the West, a game and a half behind the Golden State Warriors. So as well as they have played, having won 12 of their last 13 games, they're still behind Portland to get into the Western Conference playoff picture.
So they're 10th, but there's only 6 games out of first.
Exactly.
So
not quite as dire as it might seem.
It's anybody's ball game. That's what you're saying.
The Pants dumps it down low. Al Jefferson turns it around and puts it down. Big Al closing in on 30 points again tonight. And more importantly, he's put the Wolves within 5. Brady surveys, tries to get inside to Yao Ming, won't work. As Craig Smith and others are there, the Rhino gets the ball. Telfair up court, feeds Ryan Gomes. He's got the 3. And the Wolves are back in business.
Ryan Gomes enters the double-digit club here for Minnesota. There's only 3 of them. It's an elite group, and that's a big shot by Minnesota.
A 7-0 Timberwolves run. And once again, it's a 2-point game.
Ryan's been a big shot maker, hasn't he?
And Gomes been so consistent. Carl Landry left alone on the baseline, and the Timberwolves pay the price. Telfair underneath, a la Steve Nash. He's the Rhino. And Craig Smith scores it. He's fouled. A chance for the 3-point play. Telfair's 12th assist of the game.
He's almost become Steve Nash-like with his ability to probe. He's done it all night long, Tom. And the way that Sebastian Telfair probes the defense. Watch him. Off the bounce. Little pick-and-roll situation. Nothing there. Nothing there. There's still nothing there. Got no shot. Come back out. Bounce pass through 2 guys. What a pass by Sebastian Telfair. My God, how many times have I said that tonight? He's got 12 of them.
I would say 12 times.
Yeah,
you've said it.
He's been really had his head on a swivel, making great decisions.
Tapped up and in by Ryan Gomes.
Oh my goodness, Ryan Gomes. We love Ryan Gomes.
Sebastian Telfair still has not turned it over tonight. Wolves have scored on 7 of their last 8 possessions. And we're tied at 82 under 3 minutes left. Flip pass, Landry landing on the basketball. And Houston will call the timeout. Folks, we're headed down to the wire again tonight as the Timberwolves look to make it 5 consecutive wins here at home. They're on an 11-2 run, thanks in part to Ryan Gomes. And he has the Timberwolves in position, battling back from a 10-point deficit earlier tonight. The crowd reconnected. They're on their feet.
Minnesota was down 80-71 with just under 6 minutes to go in the game. Before they would have been discouraged, Tom, and maybe not fought back, but this is a different basketball team now.
McGrady off balance. The loose ball nearly captured by the Timberwolves. Craig Smith, but taken away by Yao Ming. And he is able to fill it up.
Tries to corral the basketball, but this Rockets team is tough. I mean, these guys are tough inside, and Yao Ming opportunistic. Yao Ming a very good free thrower as well.
85%. He is 4 of 6 at the line tonight.
It's time for a little 3-point play by Al Jefferson himself.
Ryan Gomes inside to Jefferson. Big Al going to work on Yao Ming. Into the paint. That's blocked by Battier. Reached over. They call a jump ball.
Shane Battier and Al Jefferson.
Battier, the 5th leading scorer on the Rockets, finished 5th in Defensive Player of the Year balloting last year.
There was 3 seconds in the shot clock when the call was made. It's reset to 5 here. So whatever Minnesota does, if they get this tap, they've got to do it quickly.
Jefferson with a 2-inch height advantage over Battier. Bavetta lines everyone up.
Rashad McCants is the man open for Minnesota.
Jefferson gets it to McCants. Quickly to Al. Swings it around. Throws it in. Al Jefferson makes it a 1-point game. He's got 31 points and 15 boards.
A big shot by Big Al. Well, Ryan Gomes being a big shot maker. So was Al Jefferson.
Weston able to fend off the pressure defense by Telfair. Draper left alone for a second. Misfires. Craig Smith has the rebound, and he's fouled. Gives us a chance to look at our Grand Casino hustle board tonight. Folks, it's even.
Wow. It's been an even game. It's been a great game to watch. Craig Smith doing great hustle, boxing out Carl Landry, going up to secure the rebound. Landry over the back of Craig Smith and gets the foul call.
Telfair working on a seam. Bouncing off Yao Ming. Won't go, but Al Jefferson is there once again. 33 points for Big Al.
Key two-top. Minnesota has a foul to give thus far. So next foul for the Rockets is penalty time for Minnesota.
Wolves back on top. Landry on the baseline. Knocked away by Jefferson. Telfair. And travel is called by Bavetta.
Well, the ball got kind of caught up that time. It looked like Ryan did shuffle his feet a little bit, but a great hustle by Minnesota. I'm not sure if they called the traveling on Ryan, which they could have, or Sebastian when he caught it. Let's see here. He gets caught up right there.
Gomes.
That was the excitement of the moment right there.
McGrady. Dances there defensively. Rashad sticking with him. Doesn't matter. Tracy McGrady calmly knocks it down and then steers into the crowd, shaking his head. T-Mac with a tough shot puts the Rockets back up by a point. It has been almost 2 years to the day since the Timberwolves last suffered a loss at home to the Rockets. And Al Jefferson doing everything in his power to stretch that streak even longer.
Well, he gets the tip in here, but he also hit a big jump shot before, Tom. And then T-Mac, he likes to dribble right and spin back left. And right there, he just comes, spins back in there and over the top of Rashad McCants. And that's what they've been doing at the end of the game, is giving T-Mac the ball middle of the floor, letting him go to work.
What a remarkable difference from that 31-point loss against the Rockets last month in Houston. Under a minute left. McCants inside to Craig Smith. Kicks it out to Telfair. Bassi moves in closer. In and out. And Battier has the rebound.
Shot it with confidence. Can rattle in and out. So close.
This is an entirely different Timberwolves team than we have seen compared with a month ago. McGrady with the dagger. Tracy McGrady sticks it in the back and into the heart of the Timberwolves with 30.8 left. T-Mac with the biggest shot of the night has 26 points. And the Rockets now with a 4-point advantage.
T-Mac so good moving to his left. He can shoot off the dribble. I talked about his long distance shooting. He's so effective and hits it in big moments. T-Mac's eyes right here as he's looking at the clock, looking at Rashad McCants. He knows exactly how much time. He's just lulling Rashad McCants into a sense of confidence here, and just that's why you got to go over that pick at times. You go under the screen against T-Mac. He's got that quick trigger. Talk about catch and shoot guys. He can catch and shoot it. He can also shoot it off the dribble, which is much more difficult.
Sleepy eyes of Tracy McGrady has the uncanny ability to fall asleep anywhere, anytime. The cousin of Vince Carter, Tracy Lamar McGrady Jr.
So now that foul to give for Minnesota. You know, they're down by 4 here. They got to score quick, and then they've got a foul to give before they can play the foul game here.
Gomes looking for options. finds one in the can't. Rashad turns around for the three, won't go. A rebound by the Rockets, and the timeout called immediately. So Houston with the ball, 26.8 left, and a 4-point lead. Now Jefferson's expression says it all.
So, yeah, there you go. There's no foul game to be played for Minnesota.
Jefferson, McCants, Boyd, Gomes, and Telfair. Timberwolves 5 on the court. The final 26.8. Battier gets it to Alston to Yao Ming. Quickly up to Aaron Brooks. Brooks is fouled, although he's an 81% shooter from the line. Dodge player of the game tonight is that man, Tracy McGrady. Led the way with 26 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, but when it mattered most, T-Mac provided the killer shot. Brooks, 6-footer out of Oregon, 22-year-old rookie, calmly hits the first. The 26th pick of the 2007 draft by Houston, Aaron Brooks. Gets them both. Telfair to Randy Foy. Foy finds Gomes. Ryan missing the shot, and that'll do it. Houston will end the game on a 7-0 run and record a 92-86 win here at Target Center. Ends the Timberwolves' 4-game losing